back with Amy Roloff. And Amy, let's go ahead and move on to the show a little bit. Let's talk a bit about that. It's been
about 6 years.
6 years.
It's a huge difference in our life.
And you guys, I mean, your kids kind of grew up in front of an international audience, and you guys are living out in Helvetia, Oregon, on this farm that you and your husband lived on for 20 years?
Yeah, for 20 years. And so, you know, this big event did come into our life. And it's really kind of funny because what people see in our life now, they think we're just doing for TV. And as you mentioned, the farm, it's like, no, we've been living here for 20 years. We've been doing pumpkins for at least 10. Granted, we may not have had as many people come to our farm as we do now as we did then. But yeah, a producer came to us, saw us in some other national publications like People Magazine, New York Times, and various other things that we have done locally, whether we're talking about being a little person, our challenges, advocating for that, or whatever we're in. And so he was doing a reality TV, saw us. The first pilot was about 3 families, ours and 2 others. Families that were different, going through their own thing, or
so not all little people.
Not all little people.
Oh, okay.
And so we did a pilot. He went and pitched it. No one took it, but he came back to us and said, "But there's still something about your family, with the dynamics, with Matt and I being 2 different types of having 2 different types of dwarfism. I've got twin boys. One's average size and one's a little person, so they're fraternal. I've got an average size daughter." And then an average size younger son. There is the dynamics, there's something there. So we did another pilot, and he pitched it, and that's when TLC picked it up. But believe me, I was in no mood to do TV. I was like, wait a minute, this is my home. This is my sanctuary. This is where us as a family, my kids, okay, so they may say a bad word, or they do this and that. No one gets to see it.
Right.
This is where we get to hang out and just do our thing. Because I always thought that once you left your front door, you have to be on your best behavior. There's certain etiquette, there's certain expectations that I had of my kids. And also being a little person, there's this certain image that I always felt I had to uphold in order to prove myself every day that I can do this.
Sure.
I'm a good parent. My kids are good, or my job, or whatever else I was doing. But once you come into the home, hey, I'm wearing sweats. I'm not wearing makeup. But now we're bringing in this big event called television. And so I was in no mood for it. But after the first year or 2, I began to realize, I always knew why we did TV, but I began to realize the significance of that. And the main reason, Matt chose it and we agreed on doing it, what an opportunity we had to have a family that's different, to have 2 different types of dwarfism. We have dwarfism, having a disability, all these different things. How does little people, mom and dad, raise average-sized kids? Just all of those things. There might have been like specials, like an hour and a half, like on ABC Family or something like that, or some other cables. But there's never been a show like this about a difference in a family every day in people's homes. So to educate and advocate on this level was huge, huge opportunity. And so, that's really, why we did it.
Well, what was probably like the largest adjustment? I mean, obviously you've got, film crews, and I understand there's like 2 crews.
Yeah, there's
right?
2 crews. We've been filming it for 6 years. We've been doing 229 episodes. So in cable land, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like really big. I'm like, wow. I think the biggest thing is not worrying about that the cameras are there. I spent a lot of my life worrying about what people thought and just trying to be this perfect person and fitting into this package, trying to make it look perfect when it can't. And so for me, it was more about not worrying about what I'm saying, what I do, because this is my home. I should be able to do what I do.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing it. And tell us your website again.
My website is amyroloffcf.org.
Okay.
Or if you want to type out the whole thing, amyroloffcharityfoundation.org.
Okay.
But it's www.
All right. Well, again, thank you for making the drive.
Thank you.
Really a pleasure meeting you. And
it's been great.
Thank
you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come back anytime.
I will.
So, and best of luck with your foundation
thank
and
you.
your family. Best to your family.
I will. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thanks for watching. and look forward to seeing you again right here on Localite. John Compton here saying thanks again for watching. And remember, if you've got a guest idea, let us know. Just visit localite.com.